Elaine Walsh McGrath, veteran marketer, content creator, agency owner. So lots of talent. I was going fiddles to my bow, bows to my fiddle. No, let's just keep it to talent, shall we? This week I've been talking to customers, clients, anybody who will listen to me, all about social selling. So welcome to live. Hopefully the sound quality is good. I have tested it, but you know, sometimes with the best will in the world, I can sound a bit like a Dalek. So do let me know in the chat if there's any issues, but otherwise I'm going to press ahead, because today I want to talk a little bit about social selling, and specifically in terms of a social funnel, okay? Because what I suppose my big message to businesses of all shapes and sizes is that, you know, a social funnel is actually easy to create. You can create one with ease, and it is much simpler than you would think. And you know, because I've worked like about 50,000 hours in marketing, I suppose maybe it's just it comes to me easier than anybody else. Hey, but you know, I think people out there's a lot of sharks out there, okay? And I suppose a lot of people make a lot of money from making things seem really complicated, and they're not. So if you follow me for a while, you'll know that I say that there are different ways to get to the answer, okay? So for example, one of the analogies I often use is there's lots of different ways to get to the number 4, okay? So 2 and 2 is 4, 3 and 1 is 4, you know, 5 minus 1 is 4, 100 minus 96 is 4. You can get there, okay? You can get there. And so easily in different ways. And it's the same thing for success in your business. It's the same thing for marketing your business in a successful way. There's lots of easy, different ways to get there. None of them are wrong. But, you know, there are different things that are right for your business depending on what stage you're at, depending on your cash flow, depending on your experience, depending on your how you feel about marketing, okay? So today I'm going to talk to you a bit about social selling, because I know a lot of people feel that it's a little bit ick, okay? And I get asked a lot of questions like, how many contacts does it take before you talk to somebody in their DMs, okay? And honestly, what I say to people is, on social media, you need to imagine that every action that you take is just what you would do in the real world. If you're a pushy so-and-so out in the real world and you just walk up to somebody and ask for their number, like, then you're probably going to just slide into somebody's DMs and just like talk to them, right? But it just depends, like how many numbers do you get when you just walk up to strangers and ask them for their numbers, right? I would say probably less online, less less efficacy online, because there is just so many ways to block you than there is just walking up to people in the high street, right? So today what I'm going to talk to you about is basically a social funnel that can work for you. Okay, so I'm going to give you 4 things that I want you to think about when you are creating your own social funnel. And to create a social funnel, you just need you. a business of some kind, okay? So offers, some offer. You need a perspective. So whatever your offer is, even if that offer is you and your expertise, that's still an offer. And then you need customers and a platform. And actually, it doesn't matter what platform. It could be LinkedIn, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be TikTok. Okay, so it actually doesn't matter. You can lead generate, you can create quality leads for your business pretty much anywhere. Okay, isn't that good news? Isn't that good news? I think where people get confused is that when they're on their platform of choice, or depending on what ads they pay attention to, or what thought leaders they pay attention to, they can get a little bit of that shiny new object syndrome, where they look at, you know, something else and go, oh, maybe what I'm doing isn't working, I should be doing whatever they're doing. But that's not necessarily true. And unfortunately, when we're in a place of lack and we're not potentially earning as much as we want to earn out of our business, we look shiny new objects, but we don't have the depth and the background of the story to apply critical thinking. So a lot of us, a lot of people out there can fall into that shark-infested water and go, oh, I shouldn't be doing all this content, because maybe somebody says, oh, you shouldn't do so much content. But if that person is saying you shouldn't do organic content, then they're probably going to say you need to spend money on ads. So it's just another tactic, okay? That's all it is. So they replace one tactic with the one that they're peddling, okay? And that's where you have to be really, you know, careful about who you're listening to. And you need to think, okay, like, what's right for me in my business? Because like I said earlier, there's a lot of different ways to get the results you want, all right? And I know this, and I have credibility in this area because I've worked with huge advertisers like L'Oreal, Colgate, Burger King, you know, Bank of Ireland, I think Shell even, over the years, and I've made recommendations to them based on their budgets and their target audiences that were channel neutral. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I have, like, you know, 6 years of experience in looking at the world and understanding, you know, how touch points work. And that's why I know that lots of different things work. It just depends on what your budget is and the size of your business and how well established you are. Oh, connection issue, but I'm back. So the first step that you need to take when you're trying to build a social funnel, after you've decided this is my expertise and these are the people I want to reach, is you need to work on your awareness, right? Or you need to figure out, what could I do that is attention grabbing, okay? Okay, so you have to think to yourself, okay, how do I get people who totally don't know me to know me, right? They don't have to follow you anymore. That's going, so to speak, okay? It's going in ways non-organically through advertising, but it's also going through short video, okay? So I don't know if any of you are on Instagram, then you'll notice that if you're producing any kind of short video, what they call them reels on Instagram, on TikTok, it's just TikTok, okay? But short video are delivered to everybody on the platform. The algorithm adjusts to deliver kind of same kind of content to the people who are watching the kind of content that they like. Okay, so you like something, you follow something, you engage with it, you get delivered kind of more of the same way, you know. So is that good news? Is that bad news? Like I said earlier, it just depends. That should be the title of this video. It just depends, because it's great if you're really clear about your offer, because if you produce content that's fairly consistent, then you will get delivered to people who are watching the same content as what you're producing. Okay, hey, isn't that great? All right, so you need to think about in that top of the funnel, you need to think, okay, how can I get people from not knowing me at all to knowing me? Now, for some reason, a lot of people think it's about talking about themselves. No, that is a hard no, okay? The way that you get people to become aware of you is to produce content for other people. So to entertain. Remember that social media is a discovery type of channel, okay? Even if you're on LinkedIn, it's still discovery, okay? People are looking at LinkedIn for, you know, maybe business leads, for networking purposes, for information. So they're still there too. You're not searching LinkedIn. It's not a search engine. It's a social platform, okay? So you have to treat it like a discovery channel, okay? So in order to be entertaining or educating or attention grabbing, to build awareness, you need a format that works on the platform, okay? And the good news is that there's different tactics for kind of everybody in the audience, you know. There's a platform out there for pretty much everybody, okay? There's audience everywhere. Your clients are everywhere. I think that's really good news. You know, if you're the kind of person who never wants to be on video, you don't have to be. If you're the kind of person who just wants to focus on one platform, you can do that. If you're the kind of person who just doesn't want showing up on camera doing short video, then great. Then you've got like a number of different platforms that you can post those short videos to, right? If you're the kind of person who really wants to show people how to do things, then again, you've got a searchable platform such as YouTube. If you're the kind of person who's like, look, I don't want a high ticket offer. I'm actually going to write courses. I'm going to have more low ticket offers, or I'm like, I love to craft, or I'm that kind of a producer. And like, you've got searchable visual platforms such as Pinterest. Okay. So honestly, there is a platform for everybody. And I think that's great news. Okay. The trick is not to do it all. Okay, because especially if you're a smaller business, you know, you should choose something and do it well, or find a way to do it really easily. So I use Restream so that I can be in my Facebook group, on LinkedIn, and on my YouTube channel all at the same time. Okay, so you can do that too. All right. Okay. Okay, so let me know in the chat if that's either overwhelming you, or or just comment on Facebook or on LinkedIn. I'll see it because I'm in Restream, so I'll see your comments. I just won't know who you are. I'll just see Facebook user, but I will know. I will be able to answer your questions. Okay, so you can choose whatever platform you like. There's enough audience for you. But the key at that first point of entry is to not think of yourself and what you're selling, but more think of the emotional result, the benefit, the profit that people want to make, the thing that will make them feel great when they work with you or they buy from you. That is what you need to talk about. So if you have a farm, an urban farm, a cafe, a restaurant, you need to talk about the memories of those fabulous meals. If you sell a household product or maybe furnishing, then you need to speak to the luxury of having those items, or the ease of having those items, or how comfortable people are going to feel. You need to focus on comfort. So it's the feeling that you need to focus on at the top of the funnel, okay? So when you're trying to get somebody to go from complete stranger to getting to know you, what you need to focus on is the heart, okay? The heart and the soul of the purchase. What people feel emotionally when they encounter your brand, or you as a person, or you as a service provider, or you as a small business, okay? What is the feeling? And you know why? I did an amazing statistic this morning. I love the podcast. Well, the Social Media Examiner was talking to a brilliant Facebook and Instagram expert, and he said that in terms of like contacts, in terms of viewing a creative, in terms of seeing an ad, okay, with rational information, you need to see it 10 times to convert, okay? In other words, to make a sale, or to sign up for a lead magnet, or to part with some kind of contact details, right? So you need 10. However, if you focus on emotion and feeling when you're at the top of the funnel, you can need as little as 2 contacts to make a sale. Boom, there is your reason, okay? So spending the time on getting your image right, getting your quotes right, showing up on video, doesn't that make sense? So instead of just whacking any old thing, any old image that's a bit pixelated, or getting the formats wrong, it pays to actually put effort into your awareness building, your attention grabbing assets, the things that you put out there into the world to get a total stranger to become somebody who knows you. It pays to get that right and to spend time on that, because it will shorten the lead distance from total stranger to purchase, okay? Ha! Isn't that common sense? It is, isn't it? Because think about something that you see as a person in your life when you're walking around. Like, if you see something and it looks attractive and you know it's going to make you feel good, you know, or there's an emotional connection between the product or service, you're more likely to, you know, not think so much with your logical brain. Right? Just go for it and spend the money. Okay, tell me in the comments if you agree with me. But you know, if you've bought a high-end handbag, then honestly, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so you know, it's not about cost per wear in that situation, although that's how I justify it to myself. So especially at the moment where everyone is talking about the cost of living crisis, okay, which is genuine. The only difference is that people will think a bit more rationally and a bit more logically before they invest or spend their money. So if you get them with the feel, you know, if your messaging is more feeling oriented, you will have an edge over your competitors when you're building a social media funnel, okay? So it pays dividends to do that, okay? And most of the people that I work with help people for a living. Even if it's a big organization that I work with, they generally speaking help people for a living, right? So all you're trying to do is use marketing to your advantage in order for you to help more people. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that, okay? So everybody else is using these tools. They may not be as talented as you, but they probably can outmarket you. So it pays to pay attention to this stuff because it can make a difference to your bank balance, okay? The second part of the funnel is credibility, okay? So the credibility piece. And that's where, you know, you do things like I'm doing right now. I'm sharing my knowledge completely free with you in a way, and I'm coaching you right now. You could interrupt me, you could ask me questions about your business should you want to. And I would answer them freely. It's a way of me showing you that I'm a real person, I know what I'm talking about. And you can do this too. And that's what I love about social media. We can show up, we can find an audience that possibly lives miles away from us, sometimes millions of miles away from us, and we can work with those people. And like, isn't that amazing? And you don't have to have millions of dollars to do it. You can have nothing in the bank, just a reasonable webcam and access to the Wi-Fi, right? To the Wi-Fi, do you hear me? Anyway, so it really is the democratization of media. I love social media. I can't say enough about it in that way. It has its ugliness, absolutely. But yeah, it's like anything in life. You can choose to do good with it or not, right? So the choice is yours. And so the choice is also yours. Do you want to show up on social media? Do you want to build credibility with your audience? Do you want to show authority in your subject matter? Then sharing tips with people will build consideration, because especially in that piece where we have got a cost of living crisis, it helps people get to know you, to go, okay, I was thinking of joining that program or buying that course or getting my website overhauled, and I'm not sure whether to spend that money or who to spend it with. Then the people who are showing up and showing their skills or sharing, and they're more visible, you know, they're raising their consideration. That's it. That's what you have to do. You don't have to show up live like I am. Okay. You could also use a lead magnet. You could use a PDF, something really easy but super useful for you, talking about your offer, talking about how you help people, no matter what it is, okay? To share your knowledge with potential clients, but please put it in a way where you can get somebody to give you their details, so because it would be so much easier if you did that, even for them, because with the greatest will in the world, and we have great intentions, we're like doing research around purchase and we get free things, and it's the person who you actually have to register, where you actually have to do something that you're more likely to take action with, and it's the person who has some automated emails in the background to nudge and remind us, did you think about my pricing PDF? What did you think about my 5 tips to healthier eating? What do you think about my 5 ways to improve your sleep? They are the people, and they give you those little nudges and reminders that help us to go, God, I haven't actually read that. I need to improve my sleep, or I want to eat healthier, or I want to have a better life. They're the people who will get us to take action, okay? So it makes sense to have a consideration piece to your social media funnel and to automate it, to use something like lead magnets, lead pages, or ConvertKit, Active Campaign, MailerLite, MailChimp. There are different kinds of mailing systems. Flowdesk is another one. There's a myriad out there. I personally use lead pages. I love it. It's not tied into an email provider, but you can automate that with Zapier, or it's tied into different, automatically tied into different email providers really easily. But we love lead pages because you can upload the lead magnet so easily and it delivers immediately to your subscribers. So I can't speak enough about it. But here's the thing. Here is the thing. You don't need that either. If you want to do a high ticket offer, or if you're a service provider who is a website designer or a designer or a photographer, you don't necessarily need a lead magnet. You could just have a calendar, like a Calendly. You could use DM. You could just use the funnel of going from awareness to consideration through to anyone who interacts with you, going and thanking them and saying, thank you so much for liking, that post. And let's say it was about visibility, and you're a photographer and it was about visibility. And gosh, I'm so passionate about helping people to be more visible here on Instagram or here on LinkedIn or here on Facebook. Thanks, and just ask a question. God, is it something you struggle with? If they say yes, if they say no, big deal. Like, we're held back so much in terms of social selling by fear. Who cares? Who cares if someone just ignores you? Grand, move on, or come back to them again and say, gosh, I was a bit forward there, wasn't I? I've often done that. I've often realized, oh, I've been a bit pushy. I just go back and apologize. Just be yourself. You don't need like complicated software. If you have a high ticket offer, you need your good head on your shoulders to think about other people and to converse like a human. To say, hi, how are you? Thanks for liking my post. I hope you don't mind me private messaging you, but I just wanted to get to know you better. I love to network in person, so it makes sense to network online too. What do you think about that? Someone can either say, well, I don't like it, or ignore you, or someone might go, yeah, God, I feel the same. And the fact that they're most likely following you anyway means like that they're interested in hearing from you, right? So it's okay to do that, to go into somebody's direct messages. Okay, you just have to do it in the right way. You just have to do it in a way that is like you would do it as a human in the world. If you're standing in a coffee queue, your battery has died on your phone, you might be the kind of person, I'm revealing a lot about myself here, like just turn around, and just go, God, terrible weather we're having, or, oh gosh, it's so hot, or, oh, can you believe, back when I lived in New Zealand, what about those All Blacks, what's wrong with doing that on social media? Like, gosh, I see you're a coach. Who's inspiring you at the moment? Like, it just, I suppose, what my advice would be, though, is don't go into somebody's direct messages and sell hard on the first message. Or don't ask people stupid questions like, I don't know, like, who is inspiring you the most today? Who makes you smile every day? It's a bit much, you know? Go in and say, oh, thanks for following me. You know, really appreciate it. You could even go like, how'd you find me? You know, or God, I'm trying to figure out, you know, what to do next. Is there anything that you need to know about? I'll be delighted to help. You know, that's more, it's less needy, it's easy to answer as the other person. And just have a genuine curiosity. Have the same genuine curiosity that you have in person as a person in the world when you're online. Does that make sense? Tell me in the comments if it does, or please, you know, by all means, ask me a question. Like for me, it's blindingly obvious, you know, but even so, I do really stupid things, you know. So, yeah, you'll do it. You know, I have in the past gone and connected with people and then immediately asked them to attend my webinar. Like, that's a bit much, you know. But we can all be a bit enthusiastic sometimes. I'm a bit like a golden retriever. So I've even got the hair for it. So, yeah, we can all be like that sometimes. And the good thing is that most people are pretty forgiving as long as you don't continuously annoy them. That's it, right? Social selling. There is no golden ticket. There is no one strategy fits all. And I know that in a way people hate to hear that. There is no bulletproof script, you know, there isn't. One VA agency approached me completely cold into my Facebook Messenger, didn't know her from a bar of soap, had never been interested at the time in using a virtual assistant agency, but I was actually intrigued. I was delighted to talk to her. Right? So it's like where that intersection of need just hits at the right moment, you might completely override the rules of engagement. And there's no way of knowing that. And so the only thing that you can do is be true to yourself, be clear about who you are, what you offer, how you help people, even if that is in different ways. Share that in a way that people can listen to, and people listen to things that help them. Okay, so you have to make sure your messaging is in a way that's either funny, emotionally engaging, educational, but not about you, but about the other person. So the awareness, the attention grabbing, top of the funnel, then come down into consideration where you openly talk in the places that you're comfortable with, and share your message and share your credibility, you know. See if you can feature on other people's platforms, and then try to give people a way of giving you their contact details, or you reach out to them. And remember, the worst thing that somebody can say to you, which isn't so bad, is no, okay? Or it completely ignore you altogether. So what? You know? Okay? And that's it. That is the secret to social selling. It's not a secret. So I hope that's helped you today. Next week's Lunchtime Live is going to be with the fabulous Jill Fitzgibbon. I'm going to be interviewing her here at 1 o'clock. And the series is going to continue like this. It's going to be a mixture of me sharing tips around marketing, particularly social media, and interviews with business people, so that they can share their experiences with you, so that you can learn what they have had success with, and what they have not enjoyed doing, so that you can choose either to, take your advice or walk your own path. By all means, leave questions under this video. And the last thing that I will say to you is, I had a webinar called How to Sell on Social Without the Ick. And if you click the link, you will be able to watch the webinar until Friday the 21st, and then I will be putting up on my own platform in time. My diary is open to clients at the moment, but I will be closing it shortly, because I don't actually open my calendar very often publicly, thankfully. I'm a busy woman. But it is open at the moment, so if you want to work with me, go watch the webinar and see if you can book a spot in my calendar, and we can talk about your business and how I can help you. Right. Thanks for listening. Ciao for now. Bye.